Hi everyone, this is Amanda of amandaellis.co.uk, Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours and YouTube channel Amanda Ellis 11. It's March the 1st, welcome to a new month. Landing with a bit of a bump into this one, so I'm recording two videos today. This one is just going to explain a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes, and then which is going to be quite a short video. And then I'm going to do another video straight afterwards, which will be the official video for March, just with some guidance for you all. So I just wanted to explain a few things that have happened within the last 24 hours and to give some insight with regard to that and some guidance that's come through from Metatron. Those of you that follow my Facebook page already know what I'm going on about. But yesterday YouTube took down my last video. It was removed and I was accused of harassment and bullying, which is one of the community guidelines, codes of conduct, you know, that they put out, all of which is quite bemusing to me. Those of you that know me, and I know myself well, know that that's the last thing that anybody could really accuse me of. But it concerns this video, and I'll just put up the name of it so I don't have to read it out. Okay, that was the video in question. And it seems to be that the words in that title and around those subject matters have flagged me up as somebody to watch maybe on YouTube, and effectively I've been censored. So I've appealed the decision, and I'm hoping that within the next 24 to 48 hours that video gets reinstated. If it doesn't, I might try and put it back up under a different name. I suspect what might have happened is either people have complained, but I think it's probably more likely, having slept on it, that what happens with YouTube is that they look for certain words that they don't want people to be discussing online. And I seem to have joined quite a group with some quite good names in there actually, who've fallen victim to this censorship is really the only word I can come up with to try and describe what's going on. And it is really ironic because the video that I made was very balanced. It was balanced, and I can't think of many other people that are out there that are actually trying to stay neutral in all of this and looking at both sides of it, because what was clearly said is that the guidance that came through from Metatron is that we have to be very discerning. We have to really try to feel for what is true, that there is fake news out there, there are false flag events out there, and sometimes we have to watch for those, but equally not everything is fake, not everything is a false flag that you're being told. Mainstream news can sometimes be trusted as well. It's very much a balancing act. And so for my video to be taken down, which was really trying to be neutral in this, is quite ironic, because there's a lot of other videos out there that are far more offensive than anything I may have said. Anyway, it is what it is, and that's the situation. So I thought I'd just say that online this morning, because I've woken up to a few videos, sorry, not a few, emails from you saying, where's the video gone? Haven't watched it yet, really liked it, where's it gone? So it wasn't my decision to take it down. And I will try my best to get it back up. The one thing I will also say as well, though, is that I've sought a bit of guidance on this from other people who have channels, and also some lovely comments from my Facebook community. There's about 5,000 of us there on Facebook, and it's a really good community. So if you're not already a member, just log on to my page, Angelic Celestial Colours. I know sometimes people don't like Facebook, but at the end of the day, I'm a great believer in don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Even if you just have disconnected from Facebook, you can just have me as your one friend on there. Look for my Angelic Celestial Colours page, it'll come up, you'll see everything that I post every day. But yesterday was some really good guidance that came through from quite a lot of you, so thank you very much. What I will say is that I will not be taken offline, okay? I will carry on the work that I'm doing. I will carry on the work with Metatron, which in an 11 year, where we're going to be looking at light and dark and shadow and duality, we're going to get into some difficult subjects, and I will always try to address them from love, from a truthful place, from a place of integrity. It might push people's buttons sometimes, but these are difficult subjects to bring up in a public arena and talk about, but it is what Spirit wants me to do. It's one of my main missions, really, that's been given to me as a spiritual teacher, to get out there and talk about what is happening in the world from a higher perspective and try to bring some peace and some support to people who are really struggling with these very difficult times that we're going through. So I won't be silenced. Worst case scenario is that this channel one day would be taken off air if I kept on getting strikes, as they call them, against my name. And what would happen in that case is that I would simply set up another account. You will always know what my YouTube channel is by looking at my website, and that is amandaellis.co.uk. That website is going through a complete transformation and rebirth itself at the moment. It's all being redesigned, but it will always have within it a component where you can watch my videos that are online. Now, you can't see the video in question that's been taken down because it was on a YouTube platform, so it's not there. But in the eventuality that if I ever did get taken down, I would simply set up another account and you would be able to find me again through my website, amandaellis.co.uk. But for now, I'm feeling I'm okay on this channel for a while, and I've got faith that this video might be reinstated anyway. So all of you that do support my work and understand the mission and what I'm trying to do here, maybe you can just get behind me and send some little prayers out and surround this whole situation in light for it to be resolved for the highest truth and the highest good. The other thing that I'm hearing from a lot of you, and I hope this is guidance also for those of you that do similar work to me, is it's very good to diversify, to not just have one platform upon which you speak to people. So I have got my Facebook page, I've got this YouTube channel, I have also got an Instagram account, but having said that, I tried to find it this morning and couldn't find it because I'm not really up with Instagram. So again, give me 24, 48 hours and I can let you know where that is. I know Sammy, one of my ladies that work for me, she's created it already. Some of you might be linked to it. So that's going to be another way going forward that you can reach me. And we'll just keep changing. You know, what Metatron is saying is that, I think there was a line that I used in the last video, which was to be able to even talk, you have to be in the debate. I said it slightly more articulately than that. And this is all about to be in the game. You know, you've got to be one of the players. And this is just a game at the end of the day. We all have to play by the rules of life. Sometimes those rules of life feel very unfair and we don't particularly like maybe some of the players in the game, but we have to play the game. Life is a bit of a game from time to time, and when people change the rules, then you just have to come up with other strategies to be able to carry on, which is what we will always do, what I will always do. I think this whole thing as well is about digging deeper, which I think is a message for everybody, for many different situations in life. The start of 2018 was always going to be a bit tough. This is a tough year. It's an 11 year, okay? There's going to be some amazing moments, some extraordinary light that comes in. There's going to be some good times, some happy times, some bright times. There's also going to be some challenging times. It's duality. It's the light and the dark. And, you know, the start of the year has been tough for a lot of you. I know that. So this whole thing with me is just another example of the need to dig deeper and to have resilience. You know, that word resilience is really important. Metatron said to me this morning that it is a bit like we're in a battle. And he said to me that what often happens is when you are in a battle, what happens at the start of the battle is that you have a lot of energy. You know, you can be a bit gung-ho actually. You know, it's like, I understand my mission, I understand what I'm here to do, let's do it, let's go to, you know, let's get into it. And then what happens is as you get into it, and we're sort of in the middle part here of the battle, and battle you can take in many different ways is your energy can start to sort of sap a bit, you know, and you can feel a little bit like, oh, you know, what's the point? I don't actually feel that at all, by the way, but you know, that can be a general feeling that's out there. You know, what's the point? You know, I'm feeling tired. It's too difficult. Wouldn't it just be easier to give up and, you know, pass the baton to somebody else to do it? There are billions of people in this world. Why does it have to be me? No, 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 no. That's not the way Metatron works. The way Metatron will work is to give you the strength that you need at every stage of the battle that you are going through. Whatever that is about, whether it's about relationships, jobs, money, things like me here with YouTube, whatever it is, you are given the strength and you are given the resilience to carry on, okay? The other really important thing in the middle of a battle is to look around you and to realise the number of people who are actually on your side. And that will apply to you at the moment if you're feeling a little bit threatened or just that it's all got a bit heavy, okay? So I feel very strongly that one of the main ways that we get through 2018 is together, okay? It's about companionship. It's about coming together. It's about starting to really embrace unity consciousness. And one of the things I think is so important, and I really beg you all to do, is when we're in a game of duality, which effectively is what we are, what we mustn't do is take sides. And it's very easy, if you take my example with YouTube at the moment and what's going on, is to blame them, you know, blame the faceless them, whoever they are, you know, whoever you think they are that's trying to prevent the light. It's very much what Metatron has always taught me is, again, those words from Shakespeare that I've quoted many times, you know, all the world's a stage and all the players merely actors. That isn't the actual phrase, but you know the bit. And it's to do with the fact that, you know, in our world, in our life, there are many players, and every single person, including those that we feel are out to try and bring us down, who hurt us, who betray us, who abuse us, who slander us, they're all there for a reason, you know, and there's always something to learn. There's always something, you can't grow without adversity sometimes, okay? So this is about growth, it's about through adversity. And it's so interesting because yesterday on my Facebook page, way before all this stuff started with YouTube and I found out about it, I'd made a video about magenta. Well, I'd mentioned the magenta spray. And I was saying that this magenta spray, which at the moment is called Divine Love, is about to go through a transformation, because within my range of sprays, we've got quite a lot of sprays now that deal with love. We've got the Christ Light spray, which is called Cosmic Love. We've got Archangel Shamuel, which is about love. We've got 2 Mary Magdalene sprays, which are about love. So magenta now, as Divine Love, is going to transform to be something else. And I think it's probably going to be something which is about helping us to transition from one way of being to another way of being. That's the whole Metatron analogy, the bridge. An old way of being to a new way of being. 3D to 5D, 5D to 7D, old to new, you know, all of that. But it's a bridge energy. And it was so funny that all of this happened on the day that I started to talk about magenta. And magenta is the bridge from something that is outworn to something that is better. And I firmly believe that this also applies to platforms, communication platforms, as well as anything else in life. Everything has to be upgraded, and it will be. So we'll find a way through all these challenges and hiccups, but we're not to be discouraged, and I certainly am not discouraged. If anything, I feel slightly bemused by it. I feel as though I'm suddenly in some sort of soap opera, which, you know, anybody that has known me for a number of years, I mean, my God, I was always the good girl at school. You know, my teenage daughter now, who's 15, she says to me, "Mum, didn't you ever rebel? Didn't you do anything naughty?" And, well, I might have done a few things, but, you know, nothing really. I remember being a teenager and at the time when you're supposed to probably rebel and, you know, do various things. And I remember looking at my peers and thinking, no, I don't want to do that. I've done all that before. And I didn't understand then that it meant that I was an old soul, but I understand it now. It was like, well, why would I want to go out and get hideously drunk and sleep around? I'm not saying all teenagers do that. Please don't take that the wrong way. But, you know, it's just rebel in whatever way, you know, teenagers think they want to rebel, whether it's taking drugs or just dropping out of school or being a bit naughty. It was like, I don't need to, why would I want to do that? You know, but I know it's really because I've done that before, probably in other lifetimes, been there, worn the t-shirt. So the fact that, you know, somebody like me is censored, I find it rather bemusing and a little bit funny, if anything. So, yeah, there we go. Right, what else do I want to say to you on this video? Oh yeah, I'm also going to look at Vimeo. I do have a Vimeo channel already, although it's only got private videos on it linked into my coursework, but that's another platform that I can look at. I will just say this before I sign off, which is that today my kids are off school because we have got snow in Bournemouth for the first time in about 3 or 4 years. I mean, if you looked out of my window and you're in Canada or North America, you would just laugh me out of the room because, I mean, it's centimetres deep and the whole country is just ground to a halt. Having said that, in the north and other parts of the country, it's much deeper. But the point why I'm talking about it is that those of you that follow me, do you remember I made a video in November, which was a channeling that came through from Archangel Gabriel? And then I did a follow-up video, I think, because it was about earth changes. But the video in question, I was channeling Gabriel, not even knowing why I had to channel Gabriel. And I was seeing a great swathe of Europe and North America and Canada covered in snow, way beyond what is the norm for this time of year. At the same time that I was seeing a warming of the Arctic Circle. And do you remember we had that slightly very upsetting piece of information that came through about the polar bears being possibly threatened because it was too warm. The ice was melting. And at the time I said it, I thought, this doesn't make sense. How can we have great big loads of snow and icy conditions across the northern hemisphere, but yet the Arctic is warm? It doesn't make any sense to me. And, you know, in the news this week, if you haven't already seen it, the Arctic Circle at the moment is experiencing extremely warm conditions. Very, very unusual. The scientists are quite worried about it. At the same time that we're getting this icy blast all across, I'm speaking from Europe's perspective because that's where I am. And, you know, the Brits love to talk about weather. We talk about the weather all the time. And even, I think even us, you know, we're quite amused by what's going on at the moment because it's being called the beast from the east. And at the moment we've got the beast from the east, which is these Siberian winds coming in, bringing unusually cold weather. We've got wind chill of -14 here. It's unheard of. It just doesn't happen here right at the moment. Meeting another weather front that's coming up from the Atlantic, producing this snow, and it's all across Europe. You know, I've seen pictures from my friends in Italy, stunning pictures actually from Rome of the Colosseum covered in snow. Germany, all sorts of places. And I know snow is normal in winter, but this is unusually cold, unusually deep, and I feel it's going to carry on for a little while. And I think it's a precursor of what is to come. So I just think, again, don't go into fear on it, but we really have to listen to Spirit and what they're trying to say to us. They give us these warnings because they're real and we have to take note of them. And what Metatron is saying to me is we have your back, okay? We have your back in all regards, okay? So when it feels a bit tough, when life feels a bit heavy, lean back on us and let us support you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I'm going up to 19 minutes and I think my camera usually cuts off about 20, and I really just want to get this up online right now so you understand what happened to that video, you know what's going on with my work. And yeah, do you remember at the end of the video in question that's been removed, we actually did a grid which was to do with truth, and it was to do with helping us to communicate truth. And how ironic that that video's been taken down. But in a way, it shows us the truth of what is going on beneath the surface in our society, which is that some parts of society don't want free speech, and that is deeply worrying. But again, rather than making it a case of them and us, Metatron's taking me behind the scenes in terms of, well, who's programming the software to alert them to the fact that there are certain words that you can't say, there are certain topics that are offline, you know, off limits now. And then we sort of get into artificial intelligence as well as another subject for another video, but that's a big one, so I'll do that another day. Anyway, much love. If you have liked this video, maybe give me a like. Let's just come together as a community and support each other. And I thank you very much for all your support. Without you, can't do any of it. Much love, and I'm going nowhere. Bye for now.